The International Tennis Hall of Fame, one of the most unique and special places, preserving tennis history and celebrating its champions. And we are always honored to be joined by one of those champions, Hall of Famer and International Tennis Hall of Fame President Stan Smith. We wish we were with you in Newport. You're in Hilton Head. We're in Los Angeles. Got to do what we got to do at this point. But Conchita Martinez, Goran Ivanisevic, they will be at the ceremony next year, Stan. So we're looking forward to that. You're the guy that makes the phone call, tells people when they become Hall of Famers. What were those calls and reactions like with Conchita and Goran?
Well, those are special calls, especially with some that were on the ballot before. They didn't make it on their first ballot or second ballot, so I've had to make that call to tell them that they weren't. But this year was great to do that, particularly with Conchita, who has been on the ballot a few times. And so it's going to be exciting. It's really unfortunate. It would be right about this time. Last year was about this time, just before dark, that we had the induction. And next year we'll be inducting the 2020 and the 2021 Hall of Famers, both in the player category and the contributor category next year.
Stan, that day, the ceremony day, it's such a special day. It's so magical, the feel of actually being there. What's the impact of not being able to have it this year?
Well, it's very disappointing for everybody. Obviously, the two inductees, they are getting a feel for what it's like, but you really don't know what it's like until you're there and you're giving your acceptance speech and you're thanking your friends and family. And even the greats who would think they're automatic in there, which like a Pete Sampras, for instance, Pete, broke down as he was really recognizing all those people that helped him in his career. And so it's a very special moment. Also, when the inductees go into the museum and they see all the players that are in the Hall of Fame, and arguably the best 257, they're not all players, some are contributors, are in the Hall of Fame from 27 different countries. And so it's a very, very elite, special fraternity.
Well, Stan, to be able to stand up there and say some words must feel very, very special. Now, we have to take a trip down memory lane and go back to '87, and I'm going to take a quick look at your speech.
I love the game of tennis, but you don't have to love the game of tennis to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And I'm sure that's why you're here today, is because you love the game of tennis and continue to watch it and play it. And I really encourage you to continue to do so. And I'd just like to say as I finish here that it really is special to be here. There are only a few special moments in our lives, and certainly this will go down as one of those. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Stan.
Stan, that was such a special year, 1987, such an exceptional class. Talk about the inductees that year. You had Bjorn Borg, Alex Olmedo, Dan Ralston, a few Trojans in there, Billie Jean. How was it?
And Billie Jean. Yeah, well, it's always good to have fellow Trojans there, Prakash, as you know. And yes, fight on. But, that was an unbelievable class. In fact, Bjorn wasn't able to make it that year, so he actually came the next year, but the four of us were there. And to be there with my old friend Dennis and Alex, who went to USC as well. And of course, Billie Jean, who had been a friend from Southern California from the very beginning of when I started playing tennis, she was there, and so it was a Southern California sort of class, except for Bjorn Borg, who was, I guess, he's in my top 6 of all times. So it was pretty neat to be there with those players.
Yeah, 87's got to be one of the greatest classes of all time, Stan. The International Tennis Hall of Fame, it's all about preserving tennis history, celebrating its champions, and inspiring the next generation. Tell us about the new fundraiser that you have to help support the Hall of Fame.
Well, one of the fundraisers we have this year, and we're really hoping that the fans will get behind this, as well as some of the other initiatives that we have to raise money for the Hall of Fame. As we know, we don't have the tournament. We're not going to have the Legends Ball during the U.S. Open. And these are two of our biggest fundraisers for the Hall of Fame. But we have an initiative called Your Name in the Hall of Fame campaign. And so what you can do is you can sign up. It's only $25 at the minimum. You can put more than that, but $25, you'll get a chance to put your photograph, a photograph of anybody you'd like. And I'll show you a photograph that my wife, Margie, has sent us in yesterday. So when you get back on camera here, you'll see the shot here. This is the shot that she's going to put in this mosaic of photographs that fans all over the world will be putting in. And so this is her. She's the oldest one when she was about, I guess, 12, and her 4 sisters. And those were, that was my favorite photograph of them. And she may even do something to celebrate her mother. You can do this as a Christmas gift. You can have a photograph of yourself, your family, friends, tennis teams, whatever you want. And you'll be in there with all the other Hall of Famers in this mosaic that will be really there at the Hall of Fame. You'll be able to visit it and see it yourself. It also will be online. So when this is all finished, it's going to be a really neat mosaic of people that are really tennis fans. But we've got so many things that have been happening this summer during this COVID period that we've had some digital exhibits on the website. We've had live interviews with Hall of Famers. I did one early on, and we've had a lot of great Hall of Famers coming out. And we have a special program called Tennis Fame, which is an NJLT, chapter here in Newport, Rhode Island, to help kids here. And we've actually been able to work with them during this period of time and go to various parks and play with those kids and keep them going. But one of the great things, Prakash, both of you, Steve, will also be interested in seeing the facility, because we have this capital campaign going, and money has gone towards redoing the grass courts. Oh. And so the grass courts, I saw a photograph today, first time I've really seen it, and they're fabulous. And they've gotten some great reviews from the members. The courts are playing harder. They're playing more consistent. All the courts are going to be the same. And I think that the players they're going to be very excited to see the improvements of the courts itself. And the entire facility is fantastic. The stadium court's been fixed up. The outside courts are nice. The offices are beautiful, all done in the same architectural style of the original thing. It's amazing that the original U.S. national championships were held at Newport, at this facility. So there's quite a bit of history there. And so we really encourage people to support the history of the game, as no one else does, with the International Tennis Hall of Fame, and hopefully get a chance to visit the museum. The museum has been continually upgraded. There's going to be a great feature of Arthur Ashe and also the original 9, the ladies that really started professional tennis in the museum. So every month we have new items that are going on, and then a lot of these will be online as well. So you'll get to see those exhibits online if you can't go there in person.
That's awesome, Stan. It's a spectacular venue. If you haven't been, if you're a tennis fan, you got to check out the International Tennis Hall of Fame. Thanks so much for joining us on Tennis Channel Live. Our best to you and your family. Stay safe, stay healthy, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Well, same to you, and I hope to see you guys live sooner than later.
Absolutely, Stan. A reminder, you can go to tennisfame.com/yourname to donate and become a part of an interactive exhibit at the museum in Newport. We'll be right back.